Swindon manager Danny Wilson is targeting a playoff place following a run of just one defeat in 7 prior to the visit of Yeovil and their fashion-conscious supporters. The form of Billy Painter has been key to their recent success, and it took just 13 minutes for him to score his 9th league goal of the season, his 3rd in as many matches, confidently heading home JP McGovern's cross. But the surprise package is Charlie Austin. Plucked from non-league football at the start of the season, he made his full League One debut barely a month ago and hasn't stopped scoring since. This was the youngster's 7th goal in his last 7 games. Yeovil were back in it on 27 minutes, and Gavin Tomlin has clearly been given a Ronaldinho's Greatest Goals DVD for Christmas. This was worthy of the Brazilian maestro at his best. Either that or he just completely mishit it. But it was all over within seconds of the restart. Daniel Ward, on loan from Bolton, took advantage of a defensive error, and that was that. Under Wilson's guidance, the Robins are thriving this festive period.
Well, I think second half was excellent. I think to get a goal when we did at the time, it was a dream from our point of view. But I thought it was just one-way traffic after that. We could have added to the tally quite easily.
We've talked about Charlie Austin in the past, the non-league player from Poole. But what about Billy Painter? These two looking formidable up front, and Swindon a good passing side.
They're playing some good stuff. There's no doubt about that. I mean, it's not all wham bam, thank you, man. They're getting the ball down. He's got a way of playing. He wants them to play a particular way, and they seem to do it. I think their first game of the season was a 5-0 drubbing at the hands of Gillingham. That seems a long time ago.
How things change in a few months.
Swindon's impressive recent home form has taken them to the brink of the playoffs, but it was Yeovil who had the sarong for Christmas. And after their Boxing Day victory, they applied the early pressure. Craig Alcott had the shot cleared off the line. Ryan Mason couldn't lash in the rebound. But Swindon soon found their feet. Billy Painter made the run into the area and was just off target. But he wasn't to be denied for long. John Paul McGovern with the cross. Painter in for his 9th goal of the season. Really impressive run of form from him. 3 in the last 3 games for him. Yeovil went close to an equaliser. Sam Williams with the header that was just cleared off the line. But Swindon's 2nd goal came midway through the first period. Painter with good work, a neat little flick by Ferry. And there was Charlie Austin to score. 7 in 7 for him. Talk about finding your scoring mojo at the correct time. Well, Yeovil did pull a goal back. Gavin Tomlin was the scorer. A goal to mark their 300th league game. A bit of a freakish effort too, but it wasn't to prove a happy omen. Less than a minute after the restart, a lapse in the Yeovil defence, and teenager Daniel Ward in to score his 1st goal for Swindon. 3-1, 4 home wins in a row, and Swindon go into the playoffs.
Swindon manager Danny Wilson is targeting a playoff place following a run of just 1 defeat in 7 in the league, prior to the visit of a Yeovil side who put 4 past Wickham on Boxing Day. So it was no surprise when the goal-happy Glovers fashioned the opening chance. Craig Alcock's effort was cleared off the line before Spurs loanee Ryan Mason almost followed up with a spectacular. But the Robins weren't without their own initiative. Billy Painter usually laps up opportunities like this one, but couldn't trouble Yeovil's Richard Martin. The form, though, of Painter has been key to Swindon's recent success. It took just 13 minutes for him to score his 9th league goal of the season and 3rd in as many matches. A confident header from JP McGovern's cross. Yeovil's Sam Williams is in hot form with 2 in 2. The former Aston Villa man close to getting the visitors back on terms. Swindon's Charlie Austin has been a surprise package. Plucked from non-league football at the start of the season, he made his full League One debut barely a month ago and hasn't stopped scoring since. This was the youngster's 7th goal in his last 7 games. Yeovil, though, were back in it on 27 minutes through Gavin Tomlin. But did he really mean this? But it was all over within seconds of the restart. Daniel Ward, on loan from Bolton, took advantage of a defensive error. And that was that. Under Wilson's guidance, the Robins have thrived over the festive period.
Yeovil manager Terry Skiverton has conceded that the playoffs are now out of reach after this defeat at Swindon, whose own ambitions remain lofty heading into the new year. Central to their recent success is Charlie Austin, who made his full league debut a month ago and just can't stop scoring. Yeovil were back in it before the half-hour mark when Gavin Tomlin scored this rather excellent lob. But Swindon wrapped up the points after the restart, taking advantage of a defensive error.
Swindon leapt into the top 6 with victory over Yeovil. Billy Painter got them off the mark before Charlie Austin grabbed his 7th goal in as many starts. In the 23rd minute, Yeovil got one back, Gavin Tomlin's cross finding the back of the net. But Daniel Ward sealed the vital 3 points for Swindon, firing home from close range.
Very, very, very good. I think second half was excellent. I think to get a goal when we did at the time, it was a dream from our point of view. But I thought it was just one-way traffic after that. We could have added to the tally quite easily.